Meow, 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 meow.
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us on Craft Ed. And today we have a special guest, Lefty.
Oh, I was going righty. I was going righty.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to switch you around. But it's Lefty 3213A, lowercase a. And then we've got Rico down there. And James, the Fish Room Fever. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. And let's just get right into it. And then we'll talk about other stuff crazy in just a minute. But I have to figure out how to go back to comments. Kablam. Okay, I'm at comments. Cool.
Kablam.
So, you guys, I brought, oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
That is so distracting, Alexander.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely a wow. Well, thank you so much, Alexander. You're just way too kind. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I don't know what to talk about.
Absolutely. I was getting my chat, and as soon as I pulled it up and the chat popped up, it was just like blammo.
I know. I was trying to figure out how to get my working, and it's all this big red. Thank you so much, Alexander. You are too kind. That's super nice. What you did for Dan was so cool, and everybody watching.
The ongoing that he's done for Dan. I mean, it's been months now.
Yeah.
Alexander is almost his own Santa Claus in a right this holiday season.
Yeah.
Well, so, I'd take the beard off for you, but it's on there. It's not, it's.
This is for you, Alexander. But this isn't a beard.
I love this story. Does anybody know that?
I haven't told you. I'll tell the story. I don't know. It's behind the scenes.
Tell the story.
I was going to be Santa's helper, and I was putting on my Santa suit, and my beard wasn't in it. And I'm like, what? What happened to my beard? So I've been wearing the wig. There's no hole to breathe out of. I can't drink anything, but I don't get the hair in my mouth because it's a wig.
Doesn't have a hole.
Yeah, but I'm awfully bald as Santa. I'm like military Santa.
Absolutely.
So he's got the wig on for his beard. I love it. He told me that because I couldn't tell. Nope. He was playing Santa, and I'm just going to say it. He is a far better Santa than me. He does a great job as Santa. Amazing job as Santa. And we couldn't be doing what we're doing without him. So I've told Ed, thank you a million times, but thank you, Ed.
Well, I'm just doing a little bit of the work. He's been amazing. It's all Rico and everybody. Rico is, what he's doing is just amazing.
So what are you making tonight, Ed? What are you going to make?
And he doesn't want any credit. And I'm going to be nice to him, and I'll wait till he's gone, and I'll say something nice. But,
what does that mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You going to talk at my funeral?
Well, no, I'm just going to talk about you after you're dead.
Oh.
No.
He's not going to come to my funeral. He's just going to.
Anyway, Darlene's thanks for $2 super chat says live chat, Ed. Thank you, Darlene, for the reminder.
Thank you so much.
And I love this one right here. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics with the $10 super chat said it's like a super chat from Alexander, but with fewer zeros.
Just missed it by 1 0.
Just one.
I'm not going to complain whatsoever. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. I got to get focused again. So I brought in my 110-gallon tubs that I had my guppies in the summertime, and I started making a second fish room in my house. And I'm basically just going to work on line breeding and breeding like giant colonies of my favorite guppies in these tanks. but I had the plants in it were water hyacinth, and they just don't last with the lighting that I'm using. I'm using the Menards LED lights. They're amazing lights for the price. They daisy chain. They actually are smart. So if I was smart, I could figure out how to turn them on and off with my phone. But I don't do that. I just push the button because I daisy chained them all.
And they have a speaker.
Oh, well, yeah, and I can play music on them too. It's crazy. I didn't even know I was buying that extra thing.
But you can Bluetooth your Fish Fam live stream straight out of your aquarium lights. There you go.
Oh, gosh, I got distracted. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is it's going to require super glue. And last week, this guy had his arm broken. And, of course, Nico got blamed for knocking it over. So I promised I would use some super glue to fix it. So we're going to fix this, which isn't really a craft, but it's going to get Nico off the hook. As you can see, we have no Nico tonight. He's discovered the Christmas tree, and I think he's probably sleeping under it right now. But all three cats are under the tree.
We have a dog like that because we've just been using a fake tree the last couple of years, and he loves to just get under there and pet himself on the bottom of the tree. It's just itchy enough for him.
I think one of my kids might be doing that right now.
A lot of people in the chat, though. You got a ton of people in here.
Oh, gosh, this thing also glues it the hand. The creepy hand.
What the hell is the what is the thing? What is
it? A snowman?
It's a sandman. My mom and dad used to be snowbirds. Before I moved down to Tennessee, my mom and dad used to go to Florida, where they would live like 4 months where Fishy Dreams lives, in that part of the Panhandle. Well, so, oh gosh, I didn't think this was going to take long at all. But it's made of sand, so it's actually a sand snowman.
Oh,
how southern!
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, you were going off in Kentucky. I was just trying
even
to
got a shell.
That's all.
It's holding a shell. I didn't even notice that.
Did you make sandmen down in Arizona, Rico?
Actually, yes, we did.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Like not sandmen, sand angels.
Oh, okay.
You got to get the right place though, because a lot of it isn't like Arizona's pretty cool that way. There's you've got all kinds of different climates. It's not all desert and not all sandy desert. Some of it you don't want to lay down on.
Do you have to use a black light
first?
first?
Then, Ed? I missed what you had a planter.
Yeah. Do you use a black light before you lay in the sand?
No, but we did used to take black lights out to catch the scorpions.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you used them also to make sure you didn't lay on them.
No.
So I've got my pot, but it's got these holes in it. And, this makes sense if you're going to be planting something outside because it's got, the water goes through and your roots, if you don't have something like this, the roots are going to rot. So I am going to clog those with 2 little rocks. And that's what I'm going to use my super glue for. It's not going to be like a super great clog job, but it's just going to be good enough that the dirt doesn't goop out while I'm putting it in.
Clog job.
Clog job.
So,
I think that's Danish.
Yeah, I think you're correct. 111 people watching. Thank you all so much for being here, supporting my buddy Ed. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Very much appreciate it. Merrick Tomczyk with the $25 super chat says for some Play-Doh or whatever you need, Ed. Smiley face.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Very much appreciate that. And then it just jumped on me. I was trying to catch it before it did. Patty's Petite Tanks with the $2 super sticker with that cute little dancing fox with all the floaty hearts around it.
You know what? I have something that I want to show you. he's here.
I've seen that before.
I do like the other one. I like the other version, but I understand.
Head?
Yeah, but I understand. Did we get the Joseph Stanley one too with the boop, boop?
Poo?
You got
I don't
the 99
have a
cent super
Joseph
chat?
Stanley video.
I don't
No,
think he did. I think he ran away on me. There he is. There's Joseph Stanley with that big brown pile of fertilizer with the dollar super sticker. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, you know what? I have something for the super chats. Gosh, I forgot about this. Okay, I wanted to do a stupid Christmas super chat video, and I was experimenting with slow motion on my camera 3 years ago, and I never got rid of the footage.
Oh no. Oh my god.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
So are you going to do that every time there's a super chat then?
Oh, I don't know. We might make everybody stop super chatting.
Oh, I don't know.
I think you need at least one more for Alexander. His is still hanging up there at the top of the board.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is just for you, Alexander. I'm so dorky.
So what was that from? Was that from a family Christmas party, or what were you dancing at there? What?
Yeah. Well, we ought to talk about how we celebrate Christmas and stuff with our families. But my family, we all get together on Christmas Day. We've already exchanged our gifts Christmas Eve. But then we have our check dinner where we have duck and ham. We don't do the carp. We just don't like carp in our family. But we like our carp swimming. We don't like it eaten. But then we like play games all day long and stuff. And I just got my last phone and never used the slow-mo. So the kids were playing with it. And I was dancing with Bruce. And I've been like, just lately, I've been trying to up my game. I've been working on different type of editing and cropping and things. That was actually, there was a group of us, and I sized in just on me because I was on the side. But you can kind of see my nephew Bruce there too. But yeah. So, and then I tried to find the most Christmassy dance music I could find.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
You gonna get those, James?
You go right ahead. I do a lot of talking, so especially with two of you here. I'm actually going to step away for just a moment.
Okay. Well, you got a $20 from UPSer living the dream, and hi there. She says, "I can't leave my boy Ed out. Merry Christmas, dude."
Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to meet her in Knoxville. She is so cool.
And then, you did say she was a Knoxvillian.
Yes, I have no idea what Knoxville people are actually called, but I thought Villian sounded cool.
It does. I like
it sounds sort of evil, actually, like steampunk evil.
Yeah,
Knoxvillian.
And
you Knoxvillian.
My friend that's the best steampunker is from Knoxville. So.
Sean Peck.
Yeah, he's the biggest.
Liquid Zoo, OnlyFins, Mr. Matt, gave you $5, and he said, more dancing.
Okay.
Play it again. Play it again. Uh-oh.
And then you just got
a woot. You got a woot.
You got a woot from Metalhead.
Oh.
$20 super chat. And right after that, Finn Wiggles gave you a $10 number one fan of the Jumping Pear.
Oh my gosh.
The Jumping Pear.
Well, let's see. I don't know what. Maybe I'll give you the tour. That's the fish room tour, where I'm not able to do my streams until I get it like hot wired. Is hot wired the right term?
Just hardwired?
Hardwired. Yes. I put another rack of tanks up along the wall that like faces outwards, and I can't get the signal anymore. I break up so many times. I was on Lefty's show, and I think I broke up like 3 times on his show.
You broke up with me?
Well, I'll still be there tomorrow for you. Buddy.
Oh, okay.
Paul Sotero said you looked like you were constipated when that was filmed, the dancing.
Oh.
And Joe Stan says, how much money to stop the dancing? And Xanadu actually had a question for your tour there. Are those 20 longs or 40 breeders?
Those are 20 longs, but it's kind of funny because the new wall is 40 breeders. That's really blocking the signal.
So the answer is yes. Yeah. And Jess came in, a whole bunch of other people too. I don't want to. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people in here, and I know I'll miss people if I start shouting them out. But I did see Jess.
You know what? That's awesome. You know what? For all the people that hate the dancing, we're gonna give them a little bit of zen. There you go. I'm having so much fun playing with this stuff. I'm trying to learn, folks. I really am.
That's good.
Okay, so I'm gluing my rocks down. They're probably not going to stay down if I lift it up. Let's see.
So
the rocks are down.
You might knock your rocks off?
Yeah. Oh, good job. Oh, wait. Let's do this one. Oh. Well, I just messed it up.
I'm trying to hide and fix things, Ed. Quit breaking them.
Oh, I keep doing it. I feel sorry for poor Bob Kaler, because every time we're in his big stream and we're like in a group, I always say, go to the new one, because you get one big screen, then everybody gets to be little bitty at the bottom. But for some reason, it's not letting just one guy be big today. But
that is correct. That button's not working. You're stuck with this.
Oh my gosh, this is heavy.
William Pridemore says now you need to edit yourself dancing across that beach.
Well, I will work on something because it's a lot of fun trying to learn these things. I did my first edited short yesterday, and I took a 3-second or 4-second clip of a beta, and I was trying to mix it up so it looked like it was dancing and moving it around.
Good job.
Oh,
I liked what you put out there. I saw that.
I think it was kind of horrible too, though, but not bad for my first one. So what I'm using organic soil.
Wait, what's the whole? I don't know what the whole project is here.
Oh,
did you mention it and I just missed it?
I can't. My floating plants won't grow in my 120 or my 110 gallon tubs under the lighting from Menards.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to grow. I don't want to. I just want the plastic bottoms. So I want to add a substrate. Oh, there's gnats in here. Die.
Oh, Mary Beth gave you a $20 super chat. Dancing or Zen? Ditto what I said in James' screen.
Wait, she wants Zen or dancing?
I'm not sure what she said, and I missed what she said over in James's side. But
okay.
she's saying whatever she said over in James' side is appropriate here as well.
Well, then let's give her this one. Hi, I'm Murphy, and you're watching The Aquatic Life with Rob Bull. And unfortunately, I don't know if he still has a show.
Now, if that head was on your dancing body, now that would really be something. Going across the beach. That's what we need.
So I've got the organic soil in there. And this is going to be real heavy, so it's going to sink right to the bottom of the tub. But I'm going to keep control of the plants coming straight up through it. So now I'm going to, you know what? I have never used these things. I got these in a My Aquarium box. the little flourish tabs.
Oh, okay.
Root tabs.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to try 2 of them and just throw 2 in here and see what happens.
I've never used those. I use the co-op ones.
Yeah, I use the co-op ones too.
Yeah, same here. And Mary Beth had said previously was, Merry Christmas to the gentleman that introduced me to the fun of live streams. It is all your fault. Wink.
Well, thank you so much. Now, look, these aren't like the original tabs. These don't have like the plastic that melts.
Yeah, they look chewable. Don't try it.
Well,
he said no.
Those plastic ones like create, I think, a big ammonia spike sometimes. So
I haven't heard that. I do know that if you don't get them in the substrate, though, they just that's a bad thing. They just blow up big.
Oh my God, there's so many.
You really got to
gnats.
get them down in there good.
I think I know where my gnat problem's been coming in my basement. I've been killing gnats all the time. I think they're living in this big bag of dirt.
They're dirt gnats.
Well, it's better than poo gnats. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Okay. This might be horrible too. This is going to be earthworm castings.
You got a $5 from Dee Dee saying, "I want dancing."
You started it.
Okay, let me try to get rid of the gnats first. we're going to give them a little bit of the worm castings. It has a Ziploc top, so this might really keep them down, I'm hoping, because
You got another one. Diego said, "I hope it's enough to see Ed dance with a $5."
You've created monsters, Ed.
Oh. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? The poop kind of hold down some of the gnats.
That's what I've found true in life.
Okay. So now I'm going to cover the gnats with pool sand. Oh, I don't want them to get into my pop. Okay. I really like pool sand. It's cheap, affordable, holds the dirt down. Oh my gosh. There's
So this
many
tub
gnats.
is already full of water. The tub that this is going in is already full of water, correct?
Yes.
So what are you going to do to drop it in, or are you going to show us that?
No, I'm not going to show you because
What's your plan so that when you drop it in, it doesn't just
You're gonna pre-wet
Well, the
it?
plan is not to drop it.
very slowly?
Yeah, that might be not a bad be a bad idea, Lefty, to pour some water in it. But I'll just set it down nicely.
Air bubble that just goes woof and everything goes everywhere.
Good
Paul
point.
Sotero had said, "Is Ed using potting soil in the planter? If so, that will float out of the pot. He should be using garden soil with a gravel cap."
Well, I'm using my organic soil that I use in all my fish tanks. So, and then I dropped about a 2.5 inch. The gnats are underneath and they're stuck. I had to kill a couple. I don't want them in my pop.
Extra protein.
Crown Tail would like to know the thickness depth of each of the different ones, but I don't think you really, we watched you pour it in. You didn't really measure.
Yeah.
So you get any rough idea of what the thickness is of each of those different levels?
I would say the dirt, I went to just underneath or just almost to the top of the red, and then I packed it down. So it's probably about 2 inches of dirt and about 2 inches of sand. And just probably a centimeter of the worm poop.
There's another. Welcome to the Chattanooga Dance Party with Chattanooga Ed from John Select Pet. And Oink Master, is there any chance we'll get to see Ed in John Travolta's white Saturday Night Fever suit dancing on the beach?
Oh, wow. That would be pretty cool. Okay.
We've still got one more coming at some point. I'm having fun just surprising random points.
I'm going to use some of my jungle Val. I've sent some of this to Lefty.
That stuff is great.
Well, don't set it out for like 2.5 hours before your stream because it starts to wilt. But I think it's still going to be fine.
It'll be fine.
This stuff is so tough. But what it's going to do is like just turn into a giant bush of plants in here. And
Fish Tank Dad gave you a $2 super chat. More slow motion dancing, please.
And what do you notice that it really is a Christmas music?
It is. It's very catchy.
Sure. And you've got a Christmas jacket, which I think is incredibly impressive.
Oh, yeah. My friend, he's been my longtime friend since high school.
Is he a preacher?
He is. He's a Baptist preacher, so he really likes suits. And he sent me a cat Christmas light up suit. And I actually wore that to the church last year that they did the Christmas candle ceremony, but I didn't realize they were going to turn out all the lights. And I got all these lights on my jacket.
That's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. And then the year before that, I wore my Cthulhu, because we were going to do ugly sweaters for Christmas. And I have a Cthulhu sweater. But I wasn't thinking I was going to be walking into church with this big demon thing on my back. Oh, well.
Ricky DeHoyas. Sorry, Ed. Ricky DeHoyas gave you a $4.99 super chat. I got to see it again. Followed up by Matt. We need to see the original. Okay, I really want to see that with the light up suit.
Yeah.
Sarah said, love Jungle Val. I have some of my German Blue Ram tank. They love it too.
And it is super long. I haven't trimmed it in like a couple of weeks. It grows about 6 inches a week.
Oh.
Fish Tank Dad said, who would have thought that Ed could make so much money dancing?
Not me.
I think we all need to recreate it. We're at the next event.
Absolutely. I can say it now. So, Ed, what do you do? Well, I dance online for money.
Wait. I want to say something. Lefty said, I think we should recreate that at the next event. And James said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
In the truck, when we were driving down, I asked James and Robert, I almost called him Bobby, I'm sorry, Robert, if they wanted to do a TikTok dance there, and they both said, absolutely not.
Well, maybe we could just get somebody that's really good at Photoshop to just put our heads on Ed's body, and then we can put them all together like a Rockettes line or something.
I'll be right back.
I would like to point out there's a big difference in having to do a coordinated dance for a TikTok and being able to randomly be funny.
Oh, if we're in it, it's going to be funny. Okay. So,
Jungle Val's all you're going to put in with this, or
I'm just going to make this like a giant Jungle Val jungle.
So you don't want to do the water hyacinth at all anymore. It's just not enough light for it. So you want to get rid of that.
It was rotting, so I had to pull it because it was rotting under the water, and it was pretty nasty. Look, just a little baby one. Now, when you pull this out of the tank, I use this same substrate, the sand on top of the soil. When I pull it, I mean, you can see it. I just slowly wiggle it out, and the sand will fall into the hole as it's coming up. Because if you just pull it, you're going to pull all your dirt up into your water column, and then you're going to have a mess. So,
Crown Tail wants to know if jungle and giant val are the same plant.
You know what? There are so many different types of val. I have like 6 different types, I think. And people have told me like 3 of the different types are all jungle. So, and they're definitely not, because I can tell by the thickness of the leaves they are a different plant.
Stephen agrees with you. He says they're different. I have both.
Okay. And yeah, what was the other name? It was jungle or what?
Jungle or giant?
Giant. Okay. Yeah, I think I have some giant in the other room also, but it was told to me that it was jungle. I didn't.
What kind of dirt was it, Ed?
It's organic soil. Now, organic soil really is regional. They pull it out of off farms and out of woods and stuff, depending on where they're pulling it for your region. And like, I wanted to get some of the stuff that other fish tubers have used, and they just don't sell it here. So what I've done is I put my wet rag, or actually it's a paper towel, but that's like if I ship plants to someone, I use the hefty paper towels, and it keeps them wet and healthy. So without all the weight of all the extra water, it's been great.
Crown Tail would like. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, I do not want to open the bag. This is my local brand, Organic Soil. And I really liked this one. I got this one at Home Depot. I really like it because it doesn't have a lot of sticks. I think that they're pulling it from fields probably on the other side of Tennessee, because Tennessee is got 3 different land masses. We've got plateaus, mountains, and plains. And I think it came from the plains in Tennessee. But I've gotten the stuff from the mountains, and it's just filled with pine needles and sticks and stuff. And that's what I get at Lowe's and Ace Hardware. So, unfortunately, the only way to really find out is to see what you got locally. And try to stay away from the Miracle.
Yeah, they put a lot of time release stuff in theirs, right? That's not good for you.
Yeah, and they even have an organic style, but they still add stuff to it.
We've gotten the organic stuff for it. It's got plastic and rubber in it, so I avoid Miracle now. I use one that's made from a local farm up in Maine when I get it.
Yep. This is a local farm somewhere in Tennessee.
Crown Tail wanted to. She was concerned with the root tabs. How long is the root tab FERT estimate? Because so that many plants, I don't think 2 is sufficient.
Oh, I've never used root tabs. I've used the co-op ones, and I normally only use it in gravel. So, I've got an angel tank that's just a gravel tank, and I put it under the swords in there. And I basically wait till the swords start to look like they're kind of going, starting to wilt. Yeah. I stick one in there. So maybe once every 6 months or so. So, and these guys are huge.
Even if it's not the appropriate amount, it's still got to be better than nothing at all. You would say, right?
I have never used them in any of my soil tanks, but I use the worm castings, which are amazing.
Yeah.
And then the soil itself is organic, so it's really good.
So you probably don't even need those the root tabs in that soil, really.
Oh,
yeah. I just did it because I've been holding on to these things for a couple of years.
And Steven just followed it up with the Seacom root tabs have a lot of micronutrients that can burn the roots. Best to start with fewer.
Oh,
there you go.
Because each root tab is different.
I was really surprised that they weren't the ones with the melty
and the plastic cap.
Yeah. Seagram is doing something good. They're getting smart. Very impressive. Well, I've been working in this room, getting it more and more updated. I was hoping to have it all done by today because I was hoping to have my tanks here, this one filled, and then I was hoping to have this one filled. But unfortunately, we didn't have enough time because I'm going to lower Nico to, I need to move this. I'm going to put Nico about here and to here. So he'll have about 18 inches is the plan to hide in, and sit. Mm-hmm. And then above that, the dome or the diver's bell is going to go above that. So it's going to be a double shelf. And I just wasn't able to get it done today. We were about to cut into it, and I was like, better not do it. I may not get it done in time for the show.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're getting there. You're getting there. Progress, right?
And I'm doing an experiment right now. I think it was Josh from Metalhead. Oh, my gosh. I hate it when somebody gives me advice and then I forget who it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Josh. They wanted to know if this halo light would get too hot. So I thought I would run it because it has a timer. I plan on just keeping it on for 8 hours a day. But I turned it on before the stream, and I'm going to feel it right now. It's been on for, well, since at least 9:30. So it's been on for at least 2 hours.
And while you're doing that, Oink Master Supreme, hello. He said,
not hot at all.
With your experience, you found any particular plant to be the easiest to begin with and the hardest to work with? Easiest to begin with and you're talking about two different plants, right?
Yeah.
The easiest plant and the hardest plant?
The easiest plant, I would say, if you float, water sprite.
See,
or Mysteria. It's they float and they go like crazy. I mean, I could get you ones that are like this big floating.
I'm gonna say it totally depends on your water because I can't do water sprite for nothing.
Yeah, mine either got melted or eaten.
It hates my water. So it really, really depends on your water, I think, as to what is easiest for you.
My answer.
I interrupted you too, Ed. What else were you gonna say?
Well, okay, I'll go, and then we'll hear what James, and then we'll go Lefty, and then you.
Yeah.
But the Val, all Val seems to just go crazy, and another thing, when you're pulling it up, you got to be careful because it shoots runners, and you can once you pull it all the way up, you got to make sure there's not a runner to another one just to start yanking, because you'll destroy your tank. So I break it and pull it as they go. Or I'll leave it hanging and then I'll pull the next one, and know that I have two. But the Val's been super easy. The plant that I was most amazed with was the Madagascar lace. I thought that I picked that plant as my hard plant to learn because I bought a bunch of stem plants that all died because I planted them and they all rotted. Swords grow pretty good, but the Madagascar lace is so neat because it's a neat bush. It gets real big, and then it shrinks down after it shoots its flower up because it's a seasonal plant. Even though you don't really have seasons in your fish tank, it still does it. So it shrinks down, and then it waits about a couple months, and it grows again. It's really neat, and it can handle a current because that's the whole. It's like it looks like it's going to be like really dainty because it's lace and has all those holes and stuff. But that's actually a river plant. In the water, the current goes through the leaves. So it can handle a current without much problem. The trick is it's a bulb plant. So you want to do half and half. Put your bulb half under the soil and half above. And just last week, I was actually describing this, I think, on James's channel. I put 3 rocks underneath the bulb. So I kind of place them there like as little legs on to hold the bulb in place. So that way, if you have a fish like a cory cat or something that's going to run into it or dig around it, it's not going to fall over. So those are actually under the substrate, and I put the bulb right on those. And then I just I don't pack it too tight, but I pull the substrate up around it halfway. And man, every single time I've had those, they've been super successful. The guys that look like octopuses, Corey has them in his tanks with his goldfish and stuff. What are those called?
Stellatus octopus, or are you talking about the Crinum calamastrum?
How do you pronounce it?
Crinum?
Yes, I've had huge success with that too. It seems like it's basically like lace. I do the exact same thing, and I have tons of that, and it goes crazy. So, and it's a really neat plant. It's kind of expensive. I have like probably 6 or 7 of them going, and I was going to buy 2 of them yesterday at my local fish store, and after he told me the price, I said, I better just wait. until after the holiday season. But yeah, so okay, let's go to the top. And what do you like, Lefty?
For easiest, I'm gonna go Anubius because that's like a super simple one.
Anubius is great. I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. Good choice.
A lot of different kinds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And do you have any difficult one?
I mean, the one thing I cannot grow to save my life is any kind of crypt. They just don't
Really?
like me. No matter if
Huh.
I use root tabs or whatever, they just do not grow.
Huh.
I haven't been very successful with them either. I've got one type of crypt that I didn't know was a crypt that's growing, but the ones that are very traditional looking, they all seem to die on me too. Crazy. Okay,
Is that
well,
me?
Rico. Yep, it's your turn.
I would say easiest for man. This is tough. I'm just sort of looking to see which. I got to go with Elodia. It just loves my water. I can plant it. I can put it in a substrate, or I can let it float. It does great in my water, and I absolutely love it because it was the only plant that I remember having as a kid, way back like in the late '60s, early '70s. We didn't have a lot of cool lights and stuff back then, right? And it was one of the only plants, and people would just float a little sprig of it in their tanks, and it never got huge, but if you did it right, it would survive for a while. And when I saw it, I remembered it. I totally forgot about it, but when I saw it like last year, I was like, man, I remembered that. It just brought back memories of when I was a kid. So I got some, and it's just been going crazy. When it comes to the toughest plant, and my water was the water wisteria, the water sprite doesn't do well at all, and mosses. I've got one moss that does well. I don't know what it is. Priscilla gave it to me, and I always forget the name of it. But I have one type of moss that does well, but I can't grow mosses at all. Crypts, Anubias, all that stuff's easy. Val does great. Pogostemin. My tanks, you can't really see them. They're so far away, but they're all very heavily planted. And I've got a lot of different things in there that I don't really have a lot of problem with. Next.
So, to give a non-answer, I actually will incorporate a lot of what you gentlemen just said. Water makes a huge difference in what you can and can't grow. Case in point, the moss or guppy grass. A lot of people, hey, guppy grass is great. Other people, it dies off. So finding something that works in your water that falls within the parameters of something that will feed through the water column, I think is about the easiest. So that could be a floating plant, that could be a moss, that could be a rhizome plants, something that's going to primarily seek its nutrition from the water column. I find typically to be the easiest plants, especially for beginners, because we're talking about kind of a beginner status. In terms of the harder things, I actually was going to mention the crinum myself, not so much in the sense of growing it, but a lot of times when we're new to plants, we want to get something in there, we want to grow it, we want to make more of it. And I have seen a lot of beginners that aren't familiar with plants have issues and kill off their whole plant trying to propagate crinum, trying to separate it out to make multiple plants out of what they've got growing.
Yeah, I've never done that. I just let it grow. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not very good at trimming plants up. My plants are much like my hair routine, if that tells you anything.
Oh, it's totally understandable. It's I look at all these beautiful scapes and I'm like, why don't mine do that? And it's because, like, well, here, I'll give you my fish room tour again. Everybody look at how beautiful these tanks are, but I can't keep it like this all the time. This is so it's just hard to always keep them looking pretty. It really is.
Gotcha.
Yep. But gosh,
There's a lot of good information in the chat too. A lot of people agreeing. A lot of people talking about the different ones that they, what does well, what does horrible. Select Pet said duckweed would be his choice for the easiest. But you know what? I have heard a few people say they have trouble with duckweed.
Yeah. You're a blessed man, and You've
Kill
won
it
the lottery.
every time.
Next time I go out of town, I'll have you watch my fish tanks for me.
I'll just dip my finger in each tank. It'll all die.
Death of duckweed.
I made my 11th day of Christmas video today, and I used my Lee's container from the co-op. They sent us a couple of these each, James and I. And I put my 11 fish into here. So you can guess what fish I own that you could fit 11 of them in this container. But I cleaned all the duckweed off the front and the sides, but I didn't think about the back. And oh my gosh, it's like there's so many green dots in this video.
I don't mind this stuff. Every once in a while, like the water lettuce that I got from you usually sort of overtakes it. And I usually am pulling a lot more water lettuce out than the duckweed. But I do use the method you talked about way back when with the, the fine hair pick. Mm-hmm. And I really only have 2 tanks that I really have to clean out often with it. But I don't mind having the duckweed until it gets too thick and starts blocking it. I like having it in there, to be honest. I think the fish like it a lot better by not having the open water above them.
Yeah,
and I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. Anecdotal.
The thing I don't like about it is if, like, I leave town and my dad is feeding my fish and he drops the flakes on top of the duckweed.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like I try to clean the duckweed out because I know he's just going to drop it on the thickest amount of duckweed possible. The snails do great.
Yeah. I think you're right in terms of light diffusion from the duckweed. I've used that in my piranha tanks before so that I can still run my lighting, but diffuse it down some so they're a little bit more comfortable, but they're also not in an unlit or darkened tank.
Well, I'm thinking it's the duckweed that kills my crypts because I've tried to grow them in a couple of tanks that have the crypts, and those are also ones with a lot of duckweed that I'm always pulling out. And it's like tough tanks because they're acrylic and they have the ledge. It's really hard to get in there and get it out. Now I have one acrylic round tank. I don't even use the hair pick. I use my hand. I absolutely love it. I discovered that it's an Endler tank. I discovered I can just kind of run my hand like this and just round it up all in a big old ball. And the fish are smart enough to get out of the way of my hand. And I just have it's super easy in that tank. They need to make all tanks oval or circles. Make your life easier.
There you go.
No corners would be nice.
Yeah. They hurt your head when you hit them, too. Lefty, your shirt's awfully cool.
I know. Someone mentioned my sparkle shirts. I went and did a costume change. So I got my sparkly shirt on.
Oh, wow.
You got the whole uniform, or is it just
no, I left the Pikachu pajamas on. Today was PJ Day, so I got to wear some pajamas to work.
Every day is PJ Day in the wintertime. Pajama pants every day. Today is Jinx gaming pants.
Well, you said Jinx, and I thought Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We were supposed to put on pants for this?
Not supposed to.
Well, when I worked at the auto factory,
always appreciated.
the last 10 years I worked at the auto factory, when it got cold, like below freezing, I would wear pajamas every day to the auto factory, and then I would wear shorts if it was above freezing.
That's pretty much me. That's my normal. And I don't know what gaming pants are exactly. I don't know what, does it help you in any way, the gaming pants? I mean, is it like performance gaming pants? Esports pants? I mean, what, is there extra airflow? I don't know why there's gaming pants, but I have some. I have
rollerblade pants. I have a couple pairs of those, and I would keep those in my locker in case it got really cold and I was wearing shorts because I could pull them over my shorts.
Now, what are rollerblade pants? Not like parachute pant material, right?
That's what I was thinking.
It's a little thicker. It's literally around the corner, I think. You want me to grab a pair?
I do.
Okay.
I
Talk
do.
about something entertaining while I'm gone.
Entertaining. Uh-oh.
Well, M&C Aquatics nailed it. It says, Rico Stain, gaming pants are no pants. Yes.
I don't know. Depends. You know, it all comes down to your substrate. If your chair is cloth, then that's okay. If your chair is leather, it's not okay. So it all comes down to what you know. It's all the base. It's all about the base.
Oh, they look like snow pants.
Yeah, they are basically. They're called black biscuits because that's what you call a puck. But and you can actually wear them if you're playing ice hockey too, because all your pads will fit because they're extra big. So your pads all fit on underneath, and they're pretty cool. I like this pair because it's my Chiefs colors. So like if I go to the Chiefs game, when I used to go to the Chiefs games in the wintertime, I'd wear these because I could wear long underwear, sweatpants, and then this pair. But I mean, you can kind of see from crashing or, falling and stuff. They get beat up, but they're such a thick material, they don't wear out.
We do have those, but yeah, like Lefty said, they're snow pants. We,
And
but they're identical.
But yeah, these are my black biscuits. I've got a bunch, a few pairs. So yeah.
Matt had said, what's wrong with my explanation of gaming pants? Nothing. He said they absorb the pee better. But really, when you get into the MLG league, you keep a bucket close by, so you don't even need those.
Exactly.
Another use for the Python.
Yeah, absolutely. That video available on my OnlyFans.
John said, depends on if you like the leather on skin sensation. For the, I was talking about, it depends on what you're wearing, depends on what you're sitting on. That's what you have to gauge. That's where it all happens. When you got what is it? Skin on the road. What is it? What's the phrase? The racing phrase, not skin on the
road rash.
No. It's it talks about different tires that you use. It's a phrase in racing that's used for.
Road rage.
No, but we'll take that. We'll use it just to get over with.
103 people watching right now. If you have any fish or craft related questions, feel free to throw those in the chat. 4 of us are watching, so one of us might see it.
Please.
Or dancing questions, because Ed's a dancer now.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we still have one more of those due to a super chatter.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Ed, that's my Christmas present. Thank you. Seriously, that is beautiful, and my life is better for having seen that.
I wish it wasn't so dark. We were just trying to use we were experimenting.
It looks like it.
Paul says Ed needs to model Rico leggings.
Oh, gosh.
Nobody needs to do that.
After Alexander, I can afford them now.
Yeah, they are $50. They are $50, so you can buy 2.
Oh gosh, it's crazy. But I am on the verge of setting up all 3 of these tanks. I was so hoping today I would be able to fill them with water. I've been making videos on the side, so I'm going to try to also put like a 5-minute video of the making of both tanks. And then, I didn't get done. I tried. There's just so many things that we've been doing in the last few days.
Yeah. So it's been a busy week.
Oh, I learned how to put sound over a video, like layering or something.
I don't believe it.
I have a short. I have a short where I did it.
I'm not buying it. Lefty did it for you. Don't lie.
No.
Alexander give you a $5 super chat, and he says, for a better pair of pants than those.
You know what? I appreciate that. I don't know if the cat pants light up or not. I think only the jacket and the tie lights.
Oh, we can make them light up, Ed.
No, that would be bad.
That'll
I
be
used to have
another-
like T-shirts that did that. There was like from like Think Geek, they had like
I miss Think Geek.
music, or one of them was actually a drum set. You could play the drums on it, or a guitar. You could play like guitar on the shirt, but they all had lights and stuff. One of them was just an equalizer. You know, the levels on the equalizer.
That was a good website.
Yeah, back before GameStop had to put their fingers all over it.
Oh man, I wish Babbage's was still around.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen one. So
Well,
I don't know where I heard of it even, because
Probably our stream last week. I think we talked about it.
no, before
Oh,
that,
before
even when
that,
you guys,
okay.
yeah, when you guys were talking about it, I was like, yeah, I know what that is, but then I didn't remember ever going to
Yeah,
one.
I was confused when I looked it up because they said GameStop was the parent company of all three, and I was like, really?
Okay, get ready for this. I'm going to play my short because I should be able to play my own short on my own video, right?
Sure.
Yeah, just don't mark yourself copyright strike.
I mean, John Fogerty got caught for plagiarism with his own music.
Government just recently announced that lobsters, octopus, and crabs are now recognized as sentient beings. This means that they are recognized to understand the feelings of pain and distress, but that means that they could also
We can hear it. Bring it up.
experience joy and pleasure. After many studies done, this was their conclusion. This declaration will help to better take care of these animals with less exploitation, because they deserve it. Did you guys hear that the UK government...
See, I did that all by myself,
Very nice.
Proud of you.
and that proves that I can't speak that good. So
You don't sound like that. No, I don't think you could do that voice. Sentient beans.
You can, like, if you watch a video, you can click the bottom thing and you get to use their music. And so that's what I did, is I clicked the short sound that some girl worked really hard on and then put it on mine.
I'm very proud. Very
How it
proud.
works. Corental Half Moon was asking a question for somebody else, a question we'd missed earlier. So could you share how Ed builds 40 breeder racks, or where do you get the metal rack and company? Asking for Richard.
Well, my breeder rack. Well, let's see. Do I have actually breeder rack? The racks that I use in my fish room are all the steel. What's Huskies?
Husky. I said Huffy.
Huskies. They go on sale about 3 times a year at Home Depot. I love them because you can fit 2 20 longs and 1 10. The 10's long, so it's not, short way, but fits perfect in that range. And you can actually set up to 4 racks, but I've got a really, really bad back, so I wanted to make sure I didn't have to bend over too much to get into tanks. So I just limited it to 3. But they're a great deal. And because I limited it to 3, each package comes with 4 shelving units. I bought 3 racks, but I had an extra shelving unit for each one, and they interlink. So it's like you can just use one middle thing and then connect them like this. So only one leg connects both sides to the thing. And I ended up with a 4th free rack, basically, because of that. So I've got, 2 and 2 when I did it. And then I bought another one just for the one wall that also has my saltwater on a pretty stand. And then on the other side, I've got other types of racks. But I had to go with the Huskies, I felt like, because my back is just too crappy. And I would have loved to have done the nice wood deals that Corey does, but I just didn't want to bend over that much to build it. That sounds terrible, but
No,
I'm right there with you.
I think a lot of us understand.
but I also screwed those into the wall. So they're like, they can handle like 2,000 pounds, like a ton on each level. So the water is nothing for it. And you can climb on it, but if you do, all the water is on the front side, basically, of these. So like, let's say this is the wall. Well, all the water is being placed on the far side. So it would want to go this way. So I screwed the back of it into the wall. So that way it won't come over. And then, like, if my nephew's kid climbs up on them, it's not going to pull down and I don't want to lose all my guppies.
Forget
Yeah,
that kid. Save
Yeah, forget the kid, but the guppies might die.
Oh, that'd be horrible. I'd mess up all the strains because trying to save them, I'd get them in the wrong tanks. Oh my gosh, that would kill me.
Sarah would like to know how the saltwater setup is coming along, Ed.
Well, it's not. I could. You know what? I don't think I ever showed Sarah my centerpiece, though. Can I grab my centerpiece real quick, guys?
No.
Say something cool to Detroit.
Something cool to Detroit.
Detroit Shrimp is here. Motor City Aquatics.
Absolutely. What's going on,
It's
Detroit?
awesome.
You can see Brian. Appreciate you being here. Lots of awesome people.
Ed's gonna grab his centerpiece.
I try not to do that on camera unless I'm on my OnlyFans. You can find that at the link notes.
I really want to show these set of coasters that my daughter made, but they're very inappropriate. So I think I'm going to wait and do that on my stream next, because I don't want to. I don't know how they're pretty inappropriate. A lot of language,
Oh.
but they're very nice. And Lefty, you're more than welcome to join us. I know you said you're bored.
Well, that was at 2 p.m., but sure, why not? Let's keep going.
Let's see. I'm going to make it so it's like the old way. It didn't work. James, you're going to have to do it because I don't know how to make this big. There you go. So this is several arcs. These things were made in the ocean, and they pull them out. I don't know if it's just a year or a couple years, but it kind of gets like this weird, funky growth on it. But it's a whole bunch of separate pieces, and I just basically use this putty that gets super hard. You can kind of see the purple putty here that I used to grow that thing. And this whole thing, it's kind of got a cave. This is the backside. So that way fish can swim inside there and not have to be bothered by me watching them. But yeah, that's going to be in my column tank.
And again, how many different pieces was that to start with?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess it's only 5. But
Only.
you wouldn't believe how heavy it is. It's probably at least 50 pounds.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, it just scratched up my table. The table is like all scratched up from spinning it in a circle. I don't know if you can see that. But.
Now, is there something in salt water that you could put on that sort of would cover up some of the joints? Like in fresh, we've got the mosses and stuff. What could you do in salt to cover up those joints?
Coral. This is all going to be a coral reef type thing. So the coral is going to spread right over it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, and really, I don't know. The joints, maybe they're a little brighter on camera, but when you're looking at it here,
yeah,
I see a lot more purple in the rocks also.
Oh, gotcha.
You're seeing.
Well, they're not super bright, but I mean, you can notice it, and maybe once it's in there, you won't notice it at all.
Well, and you're going to have things growing in there over time, like coralline algae and whatnot, that are going to help cover those. That's actually the point in the coloration of those, is to make it look like something that's encrusted in that coralline style with algae.
Gotcha.
That's what you would have back in the day. You'd have paid like $25 a pound at one point for stuff that had been set and allowed to grow to look that color and get all of that stuff grown on it. That's why I love all the artificial stuff that's now available for the saltwater side.
Yeah, $25 a pound, and this thing weighs like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
that's
thing,
a lot of money.
I think it was maybe $55. I don't know. It was maybe $65. It was something like that. I bought it at Aquatic Aesthetics, my fish store.
Pew pew pew.
But yeah, I'm very happy on how this thing looked, and I can't wait. The thing that's holding me up with is basically the RO. So, you know what? That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to buy an RO system with Alexander's money.
Well, and you might still be able to win one.
Oh, well, I'll wait to see if I can win one.
We still have. There's going to be another one given out.
Well, I probably won't get Alexander's tip until another month from now anyway. But still, nevertheless. And maybe I'll put Alexander's name on it or something.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a nice thank you.
Cool. But yep. But that's what's been really holding me up. Sean Peck, one of my best buddies, he had a free RO system somebody gifted him, and it was a used one, but it was kind of an antique, and it had been used, and so I had to buy new filters for it. So I took it to Aquatic Aesthetics to find the new filters for it, because they were all, well, first I had him look at it, and he said, yeah, those are all grody. So he went to find them, and he was like, man, it's going to cost you way too much to buy, vintage filters.
Yeah.
So he was like, you just should buy a brand new one, and it'd probably do better anyway. So he like searched for me for a couple of months too. So it was like probably 6 months of just waiting to see about a RO system, and then I never ended up buying an RO system. So it's definitely a thing I need, so that way I can finally start my saltwater, because that's really all I need. I bought the light, I bought the heater, I have the tank. I still need the live sand, or the living sand. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, live sand. Visine, just to clarify, we're talking about two different items and price points. His $55 is for like what he's got going there. I'm talking about way back in the day to buy like the super elite deluxe premium live rock that had years of sitting and growing stuff on it, and just to compare how much the hobby has come along in terms of what's out there and where we get it and how it's created and developed. That was something that you would seed it with, is what we would call it. You would get some really nice rock, and you would get it in your tank and then allow it to grow to your dry rock from there. Obviously, it's wet in the tank, but you just buy the cheap dry rock, put it in there with one really nice piece, and then let it spread over time.
Is it time for more dancing? We got
Well,
two.
Wait, can you read those for me?
Sure. Fantastic Freak says hit 4 digits. Hope you all are doing great. So here's $10 in honor of the milestone. Y'all are awesome. Stay fantastic, guys, and Merry Christmas. And then Misfit Reptiles and Aquatic said, super glad you're doing saltwater. Sorry I'm not around as much as I'd like to be. I work way too much. Love you guys. You guys rock.
Thank you so much, Misfit.
Congratulations, Austin.
Yes.
Yeah, congrats. We were talking about you on the previous stream. We got to witness it live with 100 some odd people as you ticked over. So that was very cool to see. Congrats, my friend.
Very cool.
And congratulations for joining the Fish Room Fever family of channels too. That's amazing. Glad that you're here with us.
This year has been probably the best year of his life. He hit 1,000, joined Fish Room Fever, and even got married. At the Omaha Zoo, which is a beautiful zoo. So,
I wonder which one was his favorite time, his favorite peak, his favorite proud moment.
My favorite thing to do there at that zoo, not get married, but at the penguin house, you can stick your hand in this cold water, and you try to keep it in there as long as you can, but it feels like your hand is on fire.
Yep.
And that's what the penguins are dancing around in, or swimming around in.
Dancing around in. Speaking of dancing.
You gonna do it?
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
But yeah, I'm super excited about this. My local fish store guy, Rob, he has a line of clownfish that are like Chiefs colors, so they're bright red and yellow. And so I'm going to get those two. And then maybe in a year, I'll get like a mandarin, I'm hoping, because you got to grow these little bugs in the bottom of your sand for the mandarin to eat. And I'm going to let it grow for like a year. So hopefully the sand will look like that dirt with all the gnats in it. That's so gross.
I'm gonna drop down and go over to the stream and get everything set up.
Somebody popped in and said, "I went to Rico's stream and everybody's here."
The invite will be right in the chat for you guys, and James, if you're up to it, Lefty, everybody's welcome. So
We ran so late. I am so sorry.
Oh. You didn't run late. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, well, I still feel bad.
So I'm going to drop down and see you guys over there.
Okay.
And thanks for having me up. And everybody in the chat, if you can't make it over, I totally understand. It's getting late, but we'd love to see you over there. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but a little bit of Fish Fam Christmas. I want to do some updates and some stuff. And yeah, see you guys.
John, I'm going to say I'm an honorary member.
There you go. I like it. Lefties lawyers, they're really tough negotiators. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can legally disclose at the moment.
But the problem with Lefty is his state in the unions. It's hard to work with Connecticut unions. They're very strong and demand a lot of kickback.
Fantastic Freaks with a $5 super chat says, yeah, it's been a pretty awesome year. Thanks for all the shout outs, guys. Y'all are truly fantastic. Thank you, Austin, for being here and for doing what you do, my friend.
One of these days, I'm going to have to take James to Council Bluffs. He can meet my awesome uncle and all my relatives there. And if you guys are watching, my relatives like to lurk from Council Bluffs. So I'd love you guys all. I wish we used to spend Christmas in Council Bluffs when we lived in Kansas City, and I loved it so much. It was just always such a great time of the year to go to Grandma's house, both my grandma's houses, and hang out with all of the people up there. And it stinks that now I live like 15 hours away or something terrible. So I love you guys, and I hope you're all having a wonderful season and their holiday. And it's my home inside, my mom's side. Love you.
We love you, Ed's Council Bluff family.
And maybe I'll send Austin over there, and he can eat dinner with you guys. His new wife won't mind him being gone during Christmas Day. Yeah. But no, thank you guys for all the amazing super chats. I mean, I don't want to say that there's no difference between 100 and 99. I love them all, you know. They're all amazing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. It's so nice. And thank you, mods, for doing an awesome job. I don't know if there's any mean people here, so you guys did great there. And I imagine you did all your normal stuff. I could barely see the chat. So in Rico's stream, I'm going to bring it up so I can read again. But mods, you were awesome. Lefty, thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's always fun to hang out with Lefty. Now, what time are we going tomorrow?
If you're up for at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I was wondering if I could ask you something. My family, early? Yes, my family celebrates Christmas mostly on Christmas Eve.
Us too.
Oh, well, they said they want us there between 5 and 6, and they live about 45 minutes away. So I figure, well, if we leave at 5:30, if we ended at 5:30, we'll be only 15 minutes late. And I mean, 15 minutes late for my sister's family is like being early. Because, I mean, she has 6 kids. They're never early, is what I'm trying to say. So if that would be fine with you, that would be wonderful. But, but yeah, guys, check us out on the Lefty Show tomorrow. It's a blast. And always a lot of fun. Are you going to have a fish food giveaway?
We are. We're going to have some more extreme food giveaway. I was going to say, we can always go at 3 o'clock if you want instead of 4. That way we can end at 5.
Oh, let's do that.
So yeah, I'll change it to 3 o'clock right now. 3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And James, my buddy, my partner in crime, and in the video world, man, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
I'm sure our next year will be just as much fun, hopefully more.
Absolutely.
And guys, thank you for everything.
Head on over to Rico Stan Live. Link is in the chat. Again, thanks to everybody. Today's video made possible by viewers like you. Love you guys.